collection. It's delightful and I love them all. Hi everyone, I'm Moody Boo and I am back with a house review, at least part 1. And it's taken me a while, but I'm finally doing my Hilde Soliani collection. So I'm only going to do 5 today. I figured I could do 5 every time. And that means there's going to be 6 parts since I have 30 bottles of her perfume. Yeah. But she is one of my fragrant goddesses. I've said it all along and I will continue to say it. One of the things I just adore about her as a perfumer is that she takes very specific memories and turns them into a scent. And even though it's her specific personal scent memories based on food and her childhood, etc., it still is very relatable to everybody else. Another thing I really respect about her is that she's very much a minimalist with most of her perfumes, at least the ones that I have. She doesn't do a Tom Ford and puts 50 notes into a perfume, which works for Tom Ford most of the time, but she goes the opposite way. She puts as few notes as possible in to create this scent memory. And I just adore her for it and respect her so much. Apparently 30 bottles. That's a bit much, but I'm not done yet. There's more I want and more I'm going to get. So I thought I'd go ahead and start with a perfume I've already talked about quite a bit, and I'll just touch and go on it. And that's Unattira E Ultra. This is one of my favorite cherry perfumes. It says on Fragrantica it's just cherry, but Hilde, she found a fabulous cherry note, and there might be a little more in there because it's very fizzy. It's a fizzy cherry, in my opinion, and it has just a breath of tartness to it. I love this. It reminds me of a cherry soda pop, basically. Oh, I just love it. I want to drink it every time I smell it. And the performance on this is pretty good. Most of hers perform around the 6 to 10 hour range. I know that's quite a range, but most of them are right in about the 7-8 hour range. There's a couple that maybe don't perform quite as well, and there's a couple that perform quite a bit better. So yeah, and this one's right 7-8 hours. Beautiful stuff. Very unisex, even though it's cherry soda pop. I still think it's very unisex. But I do think more feminine personalities would be attracted to it. Hilde's, all of her perfumes that I know of are in the mid-price range. They're right in the $150, $160, I want to say, range. And a lot easier to get over in Italy and Europe than they are here in the US. You can get them at a couple of places, and mostly I get it from Lucky Scent. So, next. Another one that I've talked about in the past is Vani Choc. This is just vanilla and sugar, according to Fragrantica. And again, probably pretty accurate, because she again doesn't put a lot of notes in her perfumes normally. Oh, to me this is like a heavy vanilla taffy or something. It's kind of candied, but not candied to the point that it's caramelized or anything like that. It's just, it's got this sweetness to it. It's almost like condensed milk taffy is what I'm smelling, with maybe a hint, just a whisper of chocolate in there, because it's not quite full vanilla. It feels like there's a little more to it, but it has this chewiness to it. It's stunning. I don't know why more people don't talk about her perfumes. Oh, it's so good. And again, performance on this is about 7-8 hours on it. It's lovely. It's very gourmand. It's very unisex. I think this and Unattira are ones that you could wear year round because they're not so sweet and they don't get cloying. So I think you could pull them off in hotter nights, kind of a scenario. And they're both for fun and frivolity. I don't think either one of them are exceptionally formal perfumes, But you know, I don't think a lot of her perfumes are very formal. They're more on the fun, memory-inducing kind of a journey. Oh, good stuff. The next one is probably my favorite iris ever. It is beautiful. And this is just called Tiamo Iris. I'm not sure you can get this anymore. Potentially on her website. I did ask her years back if she shipped from her website to the US since it's in Italy, and she said she does. So I'm sure that's probably still true, but with COVID, I don't know. It probably would be a big hassle right at the moment, and it might be best to wait. And I have this one, and I have Margareta, and I think I have Hortensia too. And they're all in this style of bottle, and it was from this line. I don't think it went to any other perfumes other than the few that were in this one line. But this, I think, is my favorite iris of all time. It's beautiful. It's sweet. It's a bit powdery. It's candied. It truly is like a candied iris. So Tiamo Iris has iris and almond and some orris root and ivy and jasmine and vetiver and sandalwood. And there's some pepper in there that people on Fragrantica say they detect quite a bit. I do not. I don't get a lot of pepper out of it at all. There is not really any spice that I can detect heavily. There's just a little zing in the background, but mostly it's sweet, slightly powdery candied iris. It's beautiful. It's still juicy too, even though it's powdery. It's a bit of dichotomy there because it is moist smelling. I know you ladies hate the word moist, but I'm taking it back. I don't care if people hate it or not. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my God. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Performance on this is really good too. I get 7 to 9 hours out of it, just depending on what time of year I'm wearing it, because I wear this year round. It's beautiful in the spring and summer, and just as gorgeous in the fall and winter, because that sweetness lends itself more to cool weather, but still the powdery floral iris still lends itself to spring and summer. So it's a super versatile perfume, which isn't necessarily really normal for Hilde as far as I'm concerned. Usually her perfumes are either warm weather or cool weather. She doesn't make a lot of transitional perfumes or ones that are versatile for all year round. They are in there, but a lot of hers, like I said, are a very specific scent memory that happens at a very specific time of year. So when you smell that, you tend to think of that time of year. Gorgeous. But I don't know, again, if you can get it, I'm sorry, but I'm just showing you my collection. The next one's from the Teatro Olfattivo di Parma line, and this is Sipario. This is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I think it's discontinued. I'm not sure, but I think it is. This one is just pineapple and coconut and some boozy notes, a little vanilla. It truly smells tropical. So of course I think of this mostly wearing this in spring and summer, or during the winter when I'm having a case of the cold weather blues and I just want to be in Hawaii, snorkeling in the water, swimming with turtles and dolphins. That's all. I don't want to be here in the snow and the cold and the wetness. This is gorgeous. It's not suntan lotiony, though. Let me get that right out there with the coconut and the pineapple. This is more like you're drinking a pina colada in a coconut shell. That's kind of what I get, because you get the shell as well as the pulp and the meat of the coconut. It's sweet, it's tropical, but it's not super sweet, so it doesn't get cloying in hot weather at all. I've worn it daytime, nighttime. I've even worn it, you know, in the wintertime to chase off the winter blues, like I said. It's so pretty. It's very unisex. Oh my gosh, it really is beautiful. If you have a chance to get your nose on it, you should. And again, that's Sipario. The last one is Il Tempo Delle. Oh, I love this one. And this one is green apple, sugar, and vanilla. And usually I'm not a green apple person, but this one doesn't have a huge tang to it. It's more like, it's not a Granny Smith green apple. It's more a sweeter, almost like a cross between a green apple and a red apple. It's sweet. It almost has a hint of milk chocolatiness to it. So it's almost like a milk chocolate, or maybe a caramel covered apple. Yeah, that might be what I'm getting from it, is more of a caramel apple. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. This one I believe you can still get. In fact, this one I think she only released in the last 5 years. So I think you can get this one on Lucky Scent, and that's where I got this one. Again, mid-range, about 150, I think, 140 to 160 anyway. Performance on it is pretty good. It's about 6-7 hours. It doesn't perform quite as well as some of the other ones, but I'm okay with that. I wear it year-round. I know I keep sniffing it. It's got this creaminess to it that just, she has a way of being able to make a creamy, sweet perfume. Perfection. It's delightful, and I love them all. Oh, so, all right. And yeah, I think unisex. Okay, that's about all I got to say about that. And that's Il Tempo Delle. So, all right, that was part 1 of my Hilde Soliani collection. I'll be back with 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the future. Don't ask me when. This is October. I am all about the spooky, scary Halloween stuff. So that's what I'm focused on. So you may have to wait a little while before I make a part 2, but it'll get there. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Happy October and happy Halloween. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ding, ding, ding the bell, and comment if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. Use your own nose. Peace.